So, welcome everybody. Today's session is really focused on getting you from screening your results to actually making sense of the initial part, or from searching your results to starting to screen. Forgive me. So, all of you in the last session, you had the opportunity to see how search is done. And your next immediate task that I told all of you was to be able to build the search terms based on your topics and pilot it on PubMed and send me those the search. As a rule of thumb, if you're having very few studies, it means your search engine is not working well, or your topic is very niche. By niche, I mean it's so narrow that you cannot find anybody in that space. So you have to talk of a specialist topic, like somebody looking at the effectiveness of methotrexate against um, standard care for women who have what is this first trimester cause of bleeding again, GTD, something like that, gestational trophoblastic disease. That's a very niche topic, which unless if you're a researcher in that domain, you will not find a systematic review on that. So it's all about moving from the search results to looking at the results and then calibrating, making sure that your search strategy is working. So that's what we're going to look at today. This is your pre-material. It's already on your timetable, so you can always look at it. Um, what's most important is that, I mean, you guys did not take the quiz, just three people took the quiz, so I'm not going to talk much about the quiz, but it's always there. I always want us to look at it because it gives me an idea of your depth and your shallowness, which is always shallow, but it helps me to know what we are going to talk about in details. But this is where we are in the course. What's most important for us on this day is that you're going to screen. Last week, last lecture, we did search on PubMed. So now you're going to screen. And the next session will be now to extract the data. And that's how we are moving until we get to synthesis and then we conclude your study. So that's the way your course is designed. It's quite clear. And my goal for all of you today is that you should be able to understand why it's important that we do a two-stage screening process, how we define eligibility criteria, how we improve reliability of our studies, whatever tools you can use, and how the PRISMA flow is important, and how to recognize selection bias and mitigate it. I mean, I can stay on this slide and tell you guys whatever everything we have to do, and then we move to the practical, but it's going to be very shallow. But I'm not going to do that. So what it's planned today is that we would have, I mean, we've already done the progress check, but we would now have best practices of how we go about screening in these slides, and then we'll move into the hands-on. That's just it. Whoever can see my screen, please read why this session is important. Read the slide on your screen. Who wants to go for it?
All right, doctor.
Yes, sir.
Why this session matters. First point, screening a scientific decision-making process determines the evidence base behind your conclusions. Errors create biased results, such as missing eligible studies or including ineligible ones. Transparency protects credibility, audit trail, and reproducibility.
Good. So it's all about you learning how you should document things clearly and make sure that you document your decisions and ensure that your work is credible. That's just the essence of this session. And the two-stage screening model simply means that somebody asked me in the consultation, do I read all the papers? And I'm like, no. Two-stage screening means you first of all read the title all the abstract and see if it's relevant to your study. The goal is for you to clearly identify irrelevant studies. So if you do your search and you find studies that in the title doesn't contain any of your keywords, you don't need to read the abstract. Just skip. If you see two keywords in the title, then you want to look at the abstract to see if it's relevant. And that's it. And when you're doing this, what's most important is that if you doubt, just include it. That's the first phase. If you doubt, include it. Don't exclude. If you're in doubt, include it. Because you don't know what you don't know. Then once we've done with that, we move to the full text, which is now where you're going to read the full paper. That's how screening is done. And then you're going to match each record against your primary exclusion criteria to be sure that you want them to be included or not. Because that's how you decide which studies would be included in your systematic analysis or of or synthesis of knowledge. So that's what is most important for you guys to do that. So the best way to do a screening is that you turn your protocol, you turn your PICO into actually those things, those parameters that help you to include or exclude studies. We are going to look at this in the demo session. So population, who are they talking about? What kind of interventions? Is the comparator really relevant, or can I ignore it because this is always a nice to have? Outcomes, must they report it or not? If you're doing a very strict systematic review, then you want to always have them report everything. But if not, you want to include everything and you want to include everything and then screen in the full text session. That's it. Do we understand how operationalizing eligibility works? Is it clear at this high level? I would take silence for yes. Now, the most important thing about title and abstract screening is that you need to, first of all, exclude the things that don't make sense. So be very liberal. If something is not so clear, move it to the next phase. But if it's clear that it's irrelevant, take it off. So here you have a very high sensitivity. You are taking off all irrelevant studies. That's what title and abstract screening is all about. So the next is that you're going to go into full text screening, which now you go through with your criteria that you've created to look at if you're going to include a study into your final set of papers. Then now you need to make sure that there's a particular mismatch. Is it a wrong population? Is it a wrong intervention? Is it wrong outcomes are represented? Is it a wrong design? Or is that there's no information, enough information from the results, or it's not a primary research and you cannot get a full text? So these are common ways to exclude things when you screen through the full paper, but you only get here when you've completed looking at the abstracts. Now, for you to prevent bias, right? We would always have two people do a systematic review. That's why you guys are paired with your mentors, because when we extract the papers, when we import them, you're going to need to have two people to look at it, right? That's just how it works. It's not as if you're going to do it yourself and then it stays your decision. No, we want people to judge, and where both of you are not clear, then we need a third person to come and fix where the disorders are. So that's basically it. That's how we work here. And so that's what I'm saying. If there are any disagreement, we go back to the protocol, we find what we agreed. Or if it's still unresolved between the two of you, we bring in a third person to make a final decision. Now, the most important thing is that you need to be able to trace every decision. And that's why, again, I already shared with you guys a screening sheet, a screening template. So you have it full. I'm going to show that to you guys shortly. So you need to use that to be able to track your things. Now, there are many tools out there. Here we are going to use the very simple ones, right? And I'm going to teach you guys some first principles because, like some of us say, we don't have internet some days. Some of us, we don't have laptops, or we have phones and we don't have laptops, or we have laptops and we don't have phones, or the phones have us and we don't have them. Either ways, We teach things with basic principles. So with Excel, with Zotero, like basic and how to do your documentation and things like that. That's what we are going to use here so that you can reproduce what you're doing, even if you have the software or not, right? So that's it. So the minimum template I'm going to show you guys, so I'm going to skip this slide of what it should contain. But this is what it should contain. And now screening has to be documented. And screening is documented using what we call the PRISMA flow. And the PRISMA flow is what all of us are going to use for our systematic reviews, which documents the number of articles you got initially, and then you excluded them in the title and abstract. So this is the screening phase. And then it takes you again down to the number of records that you sought after you are screened, and then the number of records that you took that were eligible, and then the number of studies that you included in your final synthesis. So it's a generally a very robust process, and we report everything step by step. So as you're going further, you're going to be documenting it in your study, in your documents. So while you're doing your analysis, you always need to have like a a document where you track all the decisions you've made. So that's it. That's it. Um, what you need to pay attention to is that there are many pitfalls that you have. The first of them is really that you might change your criteria midway. That's why I'm taking all of this time. We're taking all of this time to make sure that you guys get your research questions correct, accurate. Because when you register your protocol, you have to stick to it. It's your gospel truth. So that's it. Now it's very important to not be too strict when you are in the title and abstract. Like I said, if you are in doubt, include it. If you're endowed include, that's why the fix here is to be very liberal. And again, we know that if you have no reasons for full text exclusion, it's a limitation. That is, should not even happen here because we're taking so much time to build that foundation. There should be clear reasons why studies are excluded. And again, we will not have a single person screening the studies. Okay. And again, I've told you guys already, it's very important to name documents properly. So this is just, no, no, no. The most important pitfall here for us is this one. Prepare it and don't be too strict. These ones are very low urge. If it happens with any of you in this group, then probably it's not Sincere that was training you guys, somebody else, not me. So are we clear on how we are strategizing to bypass or to mitigate these common pitfalls? Are there any questions at this point? Okay, no questions. So now we are going to do it. We are going to move to the demo. I'm just going to look at the slides to see if there's any other thing that needs good. So everything here we can do it practically, and then you're going to see the notes. So now we are going to move to the demo, and I believe you all can see my screen. So this document I already sent to you guys, the handout version, but this is what the training version is. So the goal of this session is really to move you guys from searching from PubMed that we did during the last session to actually getting the results into a data set that you can analyze, or you can actually do your how do we call it? You can actually do your screening on it. So that's it. So who wants to read what is on the screen right up till the fifth bullet here? Um, Darren, can you read for us? Agbo, can you read for us?
Session 5. Study
No, no,
screening
no.
and selection.
Yes, I'm
SRNT
listening.
and feedback.
Mm,
This guide will walk you through searching on PubMed, the duplication in Zotero, and using Ryan or Excel for screening practice. The goals: you will run a systematic PubMed search, export citations, deduplicate in Zotero, upload into Ryan, and practice title or abstract screening plus full text screening using the SRAMP screening load.
Good. Thank you very much, Ryan. Kelly, I want you to read the topic we are working on today, our demo topic. Kelly.
Yes, doctor. Uh, our research topic is question 1. In African adults at risk of CVD, how does the use of AI-based cardiovascular risk prediction models compared to standard clinical risk scores affect the accuracy of predicting cardiovascular events? The background: CVDs contribute approximately 13% of deaths in Africa and are rising with an increase in risk factors. AI and machine learning can process complex patient data, e.g. demographics, biomarkers, and may improve risk stratification beyond traditional scores. The WHO and digital health studies note that tailored predictive tools could accelerate diagnosis and management of CVD in resource-limited settings. However, Evidence on AI model performance, specifically in African populations, is sparse. A systematic review can synthesize existing studies on AI versus conventional risk tools for African cohorts. The objective: to evaluate and compare the predictive accuracy of AI on machine learning-driven CVD risk models versus conventional risk scores among African adults.
Thank you very much for reading. Good. Um, do you guys understand the topic? First of all, is it clear what we are looking for? Afai, is it clear for you?
Yes, doctor, it's clear.
All right. I mean, this is the first topic, and it's a topic I like so much that I put in the questions I gave you guys, and nobody selected it. So I said, let me use it for my demo. And probably at the end, I would also do a systematic review on it and find someone else to be my co-reviewer. But yeah. So, Afai, let's talk about the PICO. Can you read?
Yes, doctor. The
Yeah, go for it.
population, the population, African adults with risk factors, examples given hypertension, diabetes. Intervention, we have AI slash ML risk
Machine learning.
prediction. There,
ML is
doctor.
machine learning. ML is machine
AI,
learning.
okay, doctor. AI slash machine learning risk prediction models. The comparator is a standard scores. For example given, we have Framingham WHO risk chart. The outcome predictive accuracy in bracket AUC and sensitivity and clinical outcomes. Step 1, to run the PubMed search Medline. The first step, go to PubMed. Second, run the search stepwise to build a full search. The third, paste the full search into the search bar. Click search. Lastly, click advanced history and search details and confirm your search looks correct. Save screenshot to for your audit trail.
Thank you very much, Afai. Good. So I'm going to stop here. Who can give me an example of concepts that we are going to build for this particular topic? Just using the PICO. We did this last class, so this should not be new. What will be our concept one?
Risk CVD risk factors.
Thank you very much. Who else wants to give another one? let's think of concept two. Who wants to give something else?
Doctor, also have African adults.
Yeah, I already wrote that there. Thank you. But concept two, I'm now down to um machine learning and predictive models. I mean, it's obvious, right? AI and machine learning should be your concepts. That is a no-brainer. I don't need to think about it, right?
Yes, doctor.
Mm, good. Who wants to add a third concept, and where would that concept fall? Frank, concept three. What do you think?
Yes, I think the concept theory will be at the level of the outcome, the predictive outcome, and the clinical outcome.
Okay. Who else? Kelly, you were
I
saying
think
something. Oh, Lydia, go for it.
diagnostic outcome.
All right, same thing. Yeah, same. Kelly, you were saying something.
No, I was about saying the same thing.
All right, good. Nice. No comments. So let's scroll down. So generally, when you build those concepts, right, you then have to build your search synonyms. And remember that we said in our practice, we combine the merge terms and the search words. So if you look at this search that I have developed, you see that we are combining artificial intelligence as a mesh word, machine learning as a mesh word, and then we are combining neural networks and all of that. And then these are now the keywords. So you see now artificial intelligence, title and abstract. This is solely for PubMed. So the instruction they said copy this block by block because it's good so that you build it. Um, we can still go do it word by word, like what we did last session, but that will be me repeating last session. So that's why I built this, so that if you don't know how to build it word by word, if you don't know how this came about, then you should go and watch the previous session. Are we d'accord?
Yeah, we're the code.
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor.
All right, good. So I'm going to copy this block by block and then go to PubMed, and then we are going to see how the results present themselves. Are we together? Now,
Yes, doctor.
good. So we are starting with block A, which looks at machine learning. So this is your concept too that you guys identified up there. But again, same thing. Build the concepts, and then from the concepts, you populate the synonyms of the concepts. And then that's what we did last class. So I will not repeat myself. Microsoft Edge. So this is my PubMed. I don't know why this is filtered, but I think I need to just refresh it. Clear all filters. I'm going to log in just so that my search is saved and I can send it to you guys later to practice. Now, the difference last time, what we did was that I was, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes,
Get you.
doctor.
All right, good. So the difference last time was that I was doing this, searching title, abstract, and then pasting. But I'm only going to use the query box here because I already have my search terms. Are we together? Unless the search terms are problematic, then I'll try to fix them. So I'm going to rearrange my screen so that it's easier for me to do that. Yes. And so we have the two of them side to side. You guys can see PubMed on this side now, and you guys can see our handout on this side. So I'm just going to come and copy block A and paste here. And then I'm just going to add on history and see.
Mon mouse. Let's see. Hey, my man. Cavalli.
Uh, Dr. Patrick is seeing a patient and calling the patient my name. Am I not sorry? So you guys see that we have 800 papers from that block alone, right? So we have 800 papers. So I'm going to move to block 2 or block B, which looks at cardiovascular disease risks or events. And I'm going to copy it again and come and paste it on history. And I'm just going to add on history. So that's 3 million papers. I mean, nobody can read 3 million papers, right? Now, I want you guys to look at what happens with block C. Now, in block C, I did something else, right? I added proximity. So you remember in the other one, I was talking about adjacent because that was for another database. But in PubMed, to write adjacent, you use a number like title abstract, approximately forwards. So this is giving us risk prediction model. So look for me any words around it, like forwards brand. Cardiovascular risks, 3 words. Look for 3 words around cardiovascular risks. So that's what that means. And then what's most important here is that these proximities, you don't put them inside strings. So it stands out on their own. So that's what's there. I mean, you have this on your handout already. So when you read it. So we have done cardiovascular risk. So we're looking at now the risk stratifications, the model. So this is what you guys missed because that is actually the comparator. And it's important that we have it. So I'm going to paste that here and I'm going to add to history. And you see again, we have 2 million papers. Now, let's come now to our continent, right? I'm going to now copy the continent, which tells us that we are looking for Africa. And I'm also going to add all papers. Who can tell me what this Africa means when you see 700,000 papers? What does that mean? What does that tell you? Hello? What does that tell you if we have 700 papers from with that search Africa?
Look, I think the search has included all the various articles where you could find African countries, I think.
Yeah, good. That's very okay. Yes, so it's just telling us that in the PubMed database, there are about 700 papers that mention an African country or Africa or the countries in this list in that database. So what do you think we are going to do next? Lydia, what do you think we are going to do next?
We are going to combine the 4 searches we have done in the query box with an.
Using what? I
Using
mean,
an.
thank you very much. So it's clear that's what you do. All right. Nice. So I'm going to come and add to search query. Come and add with and. I hope we all understand why we're using and. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I hope we all understand why we're using and. Agbo, why are we using and?
But we are using not, it's not a case where we are choosing one particular term, the presence of one term. We are actually including all the terms that are secreted by the email. So we are making a search with the papers that are linking the 4 different blocks.
So I'm going to add to history. Let's see what happens. So we have 126 papers. Now this is very narrow. There's a chance of you going through 126 paper. I can look at this in 1 hour and I'll not be happy, but it's okay for demo. Why? Now, generally as a rule of thumb, for those of you who've had your consultation with me, I've said have at least 1,000 papers. in your screening stage. So all this tells me that I need to refine this search. It's not 100% effective. It's not yet there. I need to refine it, or I need to reduce. Either I take out the block of risk assessment totally and just work with the 3 blocks and see how it gives. But before I make that decision, I want to be sure that this is actually capturing the papers I want. So I'm going to look at them. So here we have 10-year. So again, now I'm going to look at only the headings. I'm not reading any abstract yet. So that's how we talk about two-stage screening. So I look at this 10 years cardiovascular risk prediction, but it's a Dallas study, so it's not something that's to do with Africa. So I skip it. This one does not even have any of my keywords, so I skip it. This one, nothing. Now this has cardiovascular risks, personalized weight interventions. Okay, it sounds good, but I don't know what that option is. So this is something I need to read the abstract to see what actually it's talking about. What is that personalized weight measurement? So I'm going to keep it. This one talks about development of machine learning models to detect. Now it's a Behçet's disease. It's a rheumatologic disorder. So it's not cardiovascular disease. So I'm not looking at it. Prediction of sleep. So far, the only study that I think I want to have more is this one. I've selected that one. And then I come developing it. No. I come again. Prediction of sleep disorder after stroke. Not really. Prediction of sleep disorder. That looks very critical. I don't know how they're predicting it, but after stroke, it looks nice, so I'll put it there. Artificial intelligence, this is a systematic review. Now, looks like somebody that has already done work that I want to do. Because it's saying artificial intelligence in risk prediction models of cardiovascular disease and development of independent validation. This is actually what this thing is about. But I'm just going to take it because I want to see what they did. If it's exactly what I've done, then this research, it does not make sense. I don't need to do it a second time. Or if they did it globally, fine and good, I can say, okay, I want to do it only for Africa. But again, I look down, I'm not seeing anything. Again, I'm looking at only the headings. This is comprehensive machine learning analytics for heart failure. Should I include this? Cardiovascular disease risks, machine learning? Yeah, it looks very close. So I'm just trying to show you guys the thought process. Now, cardiovascular risks are seen among patients with hypertension based on score 1 and score 2 algorithms. Now, this looks like a very good study. In Black Africans, I'm going to take this one. This looks like actually the ideal study. So my goal here is to find the best studies that match my use. Then you find this one now. Artificial intelligence and cardiology practice in Nigeria. Are we ready? This does not sound like a proper study. It sounds like a review, but I'm going to take it because it hits Nigeria, which is an African country. It hits cardiology and artificial intelligence, cardiovascular risks amongst women, blah, blah, blah. So already I have seen like 5 papers that are like papers that I would want to see. I mean, 6 papers, right? That I want to see. I can download only those 6 and look at them, but I'm going to download the entire database of 126 because I want us to learn abstract and title screening properly and deduplication. So I'm just going to stop here. But do you guys understand how to go about the 2-stage screening that I mentioned?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So now I need to come to save. I need to select all results on this page because it's just 160. Summary text, PubMed ID, extra text, that. So I'm going to stick to this format, summary text, and then I'm going to create a file. Shit, that's not what I want. I actually documented this on how PubMed has a different use. So I need to go to advanced, history, search, confirm blocks, and that. I'm done with this, and then I need to come back node. PubMed is not used, so good. So I need to go on my result page. I need to click on send to. Yes, that's what I need to do. Click on send to. And then I'm going to select citation manager, all results on this page. And then I'm going to create a file, and it's going to download. So already this is clear, right? There are many ways you can do this. Another way is I can download the search that I did and send to you guys to run on your PC, or I can download these studies and send to you guys. But this is how you download your outcome. Now the file has been saved on my downloads. My downloads is probably not where you guys can see it, but I'm going to pull it so that you can see later. So I'm going to rename it the way I have written here and put today's date. So I'm just going to copy it. So sorry, you guys cannot see the renaming, but you'll see the file very soon. Does anyone has any question? This is more a mechanistic part. I'm always doing this live so that you guys see how this is done, because I can just record everything and play, and you guys would just sleep while you are doing it. Today's the 14th, right? Okay. So that has been downloaded. So now we are done with search, right? That's it. We have our database somewhere, and we are going to now look at how this plays out on Zotero, which is our next platform I'm going to talk to you guys about. So I'm going to swipe this way, no, that way. So this is Zotero, right? And I'm just going to use the guide so that you guys understand how the guide is going. So we've downloaded this. I have it now. So the next thing is that, note how I've documented. I'm going to open Zotero. I'm going to create a new collection, and then I'm going to import the file there. So that's what I need to do. Good. So this is my Zotero. Zotero is my main citation manager. So all the research I've done or I'm doing, the papers are here, even the ones that I'm reading. So, but this is us here, and this is our program. And I'm going to create a new collection solely for this session, and it's going to be under this one. So I'm going to create something like new sub collection. And yeah, I'm going to put SRAMP 25 screening demo. I'm going to create the collection. So you see it's blank. Now I'm going to go to file, there's import, right? I'm going to click on import. Laptop is for some reason a little bit slow. Network is hitting some people in and out. Why not allowing me import? Well, the easiest way to import is that I'm just going to drag the file into this place. Shit. Mm. I don't know why that's working. Yeah, but that should work, right? It's not working. Why? Are you not working? Oh, I know what is happening. It's okay. The import is not on this screen, so I'm going to select it somewhere else. You guys cannot see, but it's on my main screen. And I need to select it from here. All right, you guys can see this now. And I'm going to open it. And hopefully it loads our studies. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you guys see what's happening. those are the studies that we've imported. Unfortunately for me, I did not. So it created its own new subfolder. I mean, which is fine, but it's okay. But this is it. Now, what this gives you is that you can easily see the papers, and it's brief summary, but the reason why you're using Zotero is that you're going to be able to deduplicate the studies with Zotero first. So the reason why we're going to Zotero is actually deduplicating. So generally, if I look at these, I'm really not seeing topics that are duplicates because we all used only PubMed. So it will be difficult to find single things, but generally I come here. Can you guys see my screen? I come to duplicate items and I select and I wait for it to load. Now, the challenge that you guys have now with my database, which I'm not very proud of, is that it contains all my other papers, so you cannot really see which one is the difference. But how you're going to duplicate is that you're going to say, okay, this looks like the same study, so I'm going to select them, and then I'm going to click on merge. So what I look at when I'm merging papers is really that this is the first paper that is selected. I'm going to look at the next one and see if there is difference between basically the data that they contain on this part. So I generally leave the one that has more data as the primary and then I merge. So that's what I'm going to do. I come again to this one again. This is another pair of duplicates. So I select them and I look for them again. I click, this one has more data already. So I'm going to merge with that one as the baseline. And that's how I'm going to do for all of the duplications, all of the duplicated studies. So I'm going to look at this once again. This one looks like this, and then I'm going to merge. I'm going to scroll down. This looks like a study. Same thing, artificial intelligence, which one has more metadata? So this is called metadata, and that's what I'm looking at to guide me on what to include, to serve as my baseline when I merge. And then I come down to, again, I'm looking at the authors. This sounds like the same person or not. There are different studies, breast cancer awareness program in South Africa, so it's different. It doesn't look like the same. So I'm going to ignore that. I come again and look, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Okay, we have Young et al. 3 papers, and they all look exactly the same. So I'm going to look for the one that I need to merge. And then I just click on merge. So we scram down, there's Delamy, and then I'm going to come here and look at the 2 of them. It's exactly the same thing. Change metadata, and then I merge. So we can go on and on, but I'm going to stop here. Let's do Shegun for the last one, which is very easy. And I'm going to merge them. Good. So once I'm done with clearing the duplicates, I'm going to come back to my library, and then I'm going to simply Control A, or I'm going to simply select all. That's Control A. And then I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to say export items. So all I need to do is that I want it to go as not Zotero RDF, but as a file which I know that every other screening agent is going to use, like Rayan that I want to show you guys. So I'm going to use actually the REAS format, which is what most of the software use. So it's generally the format that you get. So I'll do that. And then I'm going to include include the files as well. And then I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to store it in my downloads for reasons. So I'm going to put it SRMP25 screening. Are you guys with me? If you are with me, unmute and say something for things you go to.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, Doctor.
Good. So that's what we have done. So to recap, we came from searching, right? Now we've gone to Zotero, we've exported the files, we've downloaded the files, we've deduplicated Now we've exported. So generally at this point, you want to document how many you imported and how many you deduplicated. In this case, we don't have any difference. We imported 136. I think that's what we got. But I mean, it's still going to be the same. But this is what helps you to track. Now we are going to move to Ryan so that we can be able to export whatever we want. So I propose that you register this as dedupe so that it lets you know that this is what you're taking to deduplicate. And the file format is RIS. That's what I did. So now we are going to open Ryan, which is a tool. Now, if you don't have Ryan, after Ryan, I'm going to show you guys the Excel template that I gave you, which you can do the abstract screening and text there. But again, for the first people that start, we are going to give you guys, I'm going to create an account, your project on Ryan. Once we are clear with your study, I'm going to create your project on Ryan because I have a paid account so that we can do your systematic review. And then I invite both your mentor and you into the project. And then I'll be like the third person to oversee everything. But that said, I think I need to bring my downloads to your view so you guys can see. So where do we go? This is exported. So this is what we have. This is what we need to import from Zotero into Ryan. So I'm going to go back to my browser. Where did I store Ryan? How are we doing for time? 2019. Okay, still have 20 minutes. Zotero. Not you. Not you. We're coming back to you. Okay. So this is Ryan. Yeah. And I'm just going to log in with my account. Now, Ryan did not give me things like this screen is not supported. Maximize screen. Yeah, if I need to maximize my screen. Good. So Ryan does not support the shared screen view. So this is where I am. This is my Ryan account. Okay, I have one systematic review already going on. But I need to create a new review. So I'm just going to come here, create a new review. Generally, when you get in, you're going to see all of these things like that. So I'm going to click on create a new review. I'm going to put here SRAMP CVD underscore AI underscore Africa. That's the study. And I'm going to leave it that way. And I'm going to choose review type, systematic review. This does not really matter. Domain, it does not really matter. All of this does not really matter, but I'll just put it there. You can write a brief review here. Yeah, we are demoing the use of Ryan in systematic. So if anybody thinks this topic is nice for them, please let me know. We can work on it together because I would refine the strategy myself. And I think I'll take my time to write a proposal too. So now we have created review. So now that I've created review, I need to come and import the file, right? The file is what I took from Zotero. So I'm going to quickly come to here, click. Generally, I could still drag and drop, and I'm going to come to downloads. And I'm going to look at this folder, and this is where we were, and I'm going to open. So that's the file. So now that I'm done with this, the file format is RIS, is going to detect it automatically. I'm going to continue. And then it's going to take its time to upload. Afai, can you see?
Yes, doctor.
All right. So it's uploaded. So I continue. Now, if I had a second review, I can invite them directly, but I'm going to skip. So Anybody that wants to join me on this, I'm going to skip you guys, but it's okay. So I'm going to skip. And so we have the review here. And I mean, it asked me to, Ryan has a small AI in his platform. I'm just going to say I work alone. Yeah. Um, Now I'm also going to allow it to automatically detect duplicates, and let's see if there are any duplicates from what we did already. So I'm going to allow it to do that because that's always the first thing to do. Now, you see that we've imported a systematic review. It's giving us a description of our data, of what we have. And then in the end, it identified only two duplicates. So I'm going to click here on start resolving. So again, what I'm trying to say is that you can also deduplicate on Ryan. So now we see that it's saying predictive type 2 diabetics score, predictive England and Wales Curie score. They are not exactly the same. They look like they are the same. But I am going to say keep both articles. Diabetic risk score. This one was I know Curie score. I know the diabetic score. There are two different scores. So I'm going to say keep both articles. So, yes, keep both articles. So it's going to load. And then now I need to define my screening criteria. So generally here is that this is where you're going to add your inclusion and exclusion criteria, all of that. But I mean, I don't need to, this is where you're going to add it. It just guides the AI in Ryan to be able to add inclusion or exclusion criteria. So for instance, command type, cardiovascular risks. Now I'm tired in Africa. It's an inclusion. So that's it. I can also go to exclusion criteria, non-African countries. So that's why you need to build all of this so that when you are here, you just copy and paste it. You don't need to there. So we have an exclusion criteria. Now I'm done with that. I need to start screening. So I just come here and click start screening. So if you look at this is a screening interface. And so it gives you the title and the abstract. And then you first of all see that we started with overview. This is where we were. We reviewed the data. And then we are now in the screening phase. So we have all of our studies and many of them, but that's giving me just 20 in my view. So this is what I start doing. I look at this 10-year, we quickly look at the title, 10-year risk factors, in this is Dallas Health Study. This is not an African study just because it's a Dallas Health Study. So I'm just going to say no, exclude. Now, third bundle blood trial study, a randomized control trial. Now it is highlighting words that are showing if it's a randomized control trial. Now, this is coming from the inclusion criteria. So if I expanded the inclusion criteria, I would have had more hints. But again, from what I can see here is that it has nothing to do with Africa. So I'm still going to exclude it. And then I look for the third symposium in Belgium. That is a conference. Doesn't matter. Personalized weight management for cardiovascular risk and African American women. So this is an African American study. It was not really an African study, but this is what I was looking at. Like it was very close, but now we see that it has nothing to do with us. So I'm going to put a label to it. Another idea is that since I'll say a maybe, but now here I can clearly exclude it. It does not include Africa. It was not done. It's an African American. It's true that it's African. So I'm going to exclude it. But next we have development of a machine learning model for Behçet disease. Again, this is non-related. So I can put a reason here and say involves rheumatology, not cardiology. So I'm going to create involves this and then I'm going to apply. So that's why I'm excluding this particular study, right? Predicting sleep disorder in stroke. I'm going to put it here maybe because it's close, right? But I also want to come back to it. And I'm also going to put a reason here. May include CVD or not. So that's me now sharing you guys my thoughts so that another person, when we view, will see why it was included or not. Now, I go to the next study. Artificial intelligence. So this is a systematic review, people. Now, this guy, I'm going to include him, but I'm going to add a clear reason there. So already you see that it gives us some options. Foreign language may not. So these are the things I added. So it has wrong draw, wrong outcome, wrong population, wrong publication type. Is the most thing I might think of. Most likely wrong publication type. It's a systematic review. So I don't want to include another systematic review unless I'm doing a scoping review in my study. So that's it. And I'm going to create a systematic review. I'm going to apply it there. So that's it. So generally, this is how we would go. And we would review all of this. Now, that is how you do title and abstract screening. And you have to go through all the papers. So we have 126 papers in our view. So we have to do all of the papers and then you finish. Now, the beauty about that is that you would have Ryan, right? And again, you need to have a second reviewer reviewing this. And once you guys agree on everything, we are going to, because generally it's blind mode on. So when we are done reviewing, I'm going to turn off the blind mode and we're going to see where both of us agree and disagree. And then we are going to have a meeting and discuss our differences. But this is how you do it. And once we are done with this session, you can move to full screen. Full screen will only mean that we are going to upload the PDFs into this Ryan again and then continue screening. So basically, that's how you do title screening. Like I said, you read fast, have your clear criteria, and you select. Now, this is if you have Ryan. If you don't have Ryan, before Ryan came, how were we doing? Okay, before Ryan came, how were we doing? Before Ryan came, I shared this with you guys already. So this is where we are. We've done Ryan. You've seen how we use those tags. So at the end of this lecture, all what you guys have this already in your course materials. Download it, use it. I'm also going to send you guys my search output from PubMed, but it's literally the same thing. You just need to use it. Download it. If you guys need me to send you the file itself that I downloaded from PubMed so that I can put on Zotero, you use it. But that's all you need now. We've done this. We can full screening is next lecture. I'm going to show you guys actually how to go about it when we have the papers themselves. So it's going to be on me to finish this one and get the papers and then we'll upload it. And then I'll show you guys how to do the extraction. But then if you can do it, fine and good. Now let's do our classical Excel. So generally, back in the days, all what we had was Excel. And I've also shared this with you. So once you leave from PubMed, you're going to download the papers and the everything. And generally, what we usually did was that you would download. Where is my share screen? You come here. I am simply going to download. I've forgotten. Bird citation manager, all files on this page, all results. Not only that, I'm going to create a file and it's going to download it. But the problem is that Excel does not see that one. I need to download a CSV. Save files. This is different. All right. God, bro, leave my screen now. Summary text. So I need to download them as a CSV. So that's it. And then I'm going to create a file. So now I have a CSV downloaded. So with this, I can take it on Excel. This guy is going to open on something else, but it's okay. So with this, I can take it on Excel. So So sorry, I'm using a MacBook, so it has so many windows open. So this is what we have now, right? From directly downloaded from PubMed, but this is a CSV because I'm not using Zotero. So these are the topics, the same topics that you saw. If you can see, we looked at personalized weight management for women, and it has the authors, it has everything, citations, and all of that. So all what I am going to do next is that I have to import that to my Excel sheet, which is my screening log. And this screening log that I created, I've given you guys the how to use it. It's very simple. But all you need to do is you would put all of the study data from this other page that we have. So this one, you see that we have the PubMed ID, which is the identification number, then you have the title. So I can just simply copy this to this because I know that the author are going to be different. I'm going to copy like that. Then I go to Excel and then I come here. So author is different. Author is somewhere else. So I'm going to put, let me just paste it. I'm going to adjust it. So record ID is okay. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to bring it to title and I'm going to paste it there. And that's it. I'm just going to adjust the cell and I'm going to wrap it so it stays, the title stays there, the number stays up. So that's what I do. And then same thing, populate the abstract. So in the end, what I have is that I have a database. Generally, you can select the database and then here you say, is there a duplicate? Yes, no. Is there the decision, title and abstract? Should you include or exclude? Actually, I coded this page so you can use it. And then who is the person screening? So there you can put your name. For instance, my initials are SE, that's all. And then I put my notes there. Most likely an African study. So that's a note for why I'm going. Can I have the full text? Yes or no? Yes, maybe. And then again, we go now to full text. So this stops when we do full text. Again, you decide if you're going to include it or include it or exclude it. But that is the sheet that I've built for you. And you see that you can move. It's all functional. You can do that. And all you need to do is include all of the topics from there. And then you do this. And generally, this is your truth. It stays there. And when you move to extraction, all you need to do again is that you're going to create an additional Excel sheet and then you're going to extract. I've already developed that. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. That's not you. Okay, session 5. Session 6. Now you guys are seeing all my work for free. It has decided to open somewhere else. So I'm going to pull this back. Yeah. There we go. Nice. So this is now the full sheet. So this is a full sheet. So this is your screening log. This is what I just showed you guys. And then this is extraction. So when we have the full studies, a PubMed ID, that first author, the year. So this is where you put in every detail of the study. Every detail. So this is where we do the real work. This is where the systematic review actually begins. And you document everything on it. But it builds from what you decide to include or exclude from here. And then once you read the included paper, you come here, you put the paper, you put the studies and everything. And then this is where now you're going to be able to extract it. So that's it. So guys, that's it about the session that we had to do for session 5. Session 6, it's going to be more on full text screening and extraction. And then next, we're going to learn how to synthesize data and analyze a systematic review. So generally, the idea is that from the topics that you guys have now, you need to build this search strategy, build the search, run the search on PubMed, make sure you have at least 1,000 papers. If you don't have, calibrate it. If you have less, send it to me. Let me look at it and propose modifications. And I'm going to open up slots for consultation next week. And the consultation next week is that everybody is coming with their search conducted. on PubMed, at least on PubMed, that shows something like this. Let me go back to my advanced search. So all what I need from me is that you're going to download this CSV. And if I open this file, which is going to open on something else, but I'm going to bring it back to you guys. If I open this file, this is what I see. So you see, I see the steps of the search and the final one. I see everything and I see the number of results as it went. And this is what I will be able to use to audit to see where your errors are. And this is what we have to discuss in your next consultation. So you improve on it. And then once it is final, then we can proceed with writing a proposal. A full proposal at speed, because you don't start the research without the proposal registered on Prospero. So that's it. Does anyone have any questions? This is what we did today. This one, you guys will receive it once you're done with this one. Yes, I'm listening.
Like you excuse me, but for some minutes I get off the class, so the meaning the moment you left, uh, your save there is your save history from PubMed and entered into Zotero. I did not actually get it. I believe I'm going to check on it when you send the class recording. Now, my question was that uh, for the Zotero, that is, we're expected to install it in our laptop, or I don't know how we're going to do. Are you going to send us the setup or how? So that's what I wanted to know.
Right, so you're going to install it on your laptop now. It's free. The theory is online, you can download it, install it on your laptop. I mean, you cannot do this course without a laptop. I hope everybody understands that. Because there's no systematic review without a laptop. I hope we are clear on that point. Hello, people.
Yes, doctor, you're clear.
Good. Yeah, so you can download it. That's the
Doctor.
link. Just put zotero.org and download it. It's very light, and you install it on your laptop. I'm going to attach tutorials, links, good tutorial links on how to use Zotero if you want to learn every other functionality. But that's what I used to write, the notes I write to you guys. You've seen my Zotero library. It has all the references of everything that I do for you guys. This is it. All of those guides, that's how I read them, yeah. Like this is Cochrane chapter 5. That's what I'm working on for the data collection, which is the next session. In fact, it's already ready. That was what we're supposed to have today. But again, that's it. So you need to install Zotero. Ryan is online. You can download the app if you want, but I prefer using it online. So if you want it in the app, fine. But you can use it online. But that's it. Any other questions?
Yes,
Still
doctor.
concerned. Go on.
No, you can
Patrick.
finish. You can finish.
Okay, so you said next week we're going to have consultation, and then before then we have to complete our search strategy on PubMed. Now, you also talked about Ryan, and that is actually to have the account you have to pay. So how are we going to manage for that?
Ryan is for screening. Ryan is not for search strategy, so
Yeah, I understood. Look, I understood.
so what's your question?
So by the time we reach there, what are we to do?
Who
What are we going to do?
what who heard what I said about Ryan when you guys get there? Who was paying attention?
Doctor, if I got you well, you said once the topic or the first two people whose topic would be clear, we are going to grant access to the person and the mentors for the Ryan account if I got you well.
Thank you very much. So once we are done coining your topics and your search strategy, you do your search and we show that it's okay. I'm going to create your project on Ryan and invite you there. Is that okay?
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Any other worries? Somebody had a worry?
Yes, doctor. My
Mhm.
first question was to know, given that the demo was on 130 something papers on Ryan, yes, I think on Ryan when you were doing the screening. So if you have about 500 papers, does that mean that you have to read the titles and the titles of 500 papers?
You read the title and abstracts of 500 papers, you have 1,000. 500 is small.
And you read everything, doctor?
Yes, that's 1,000. That's why you need to be fast at reading the titles. That's why you're looking for
Okay.
keywords. That's what I did. That's what I did, right? That's what I did on
Yes,
Ryan,
doctor.
right? I read the title. Is this title relevant to me? No. That's why I skip. But if the title is seeming like it has keywords, I can want to look deep into it. This another title, hypertension, predictive models, ensemble learning. It sounds good, but is it done in Africa? I'm not seeing anything Africa in it. So that's it. So that strategy is to read fast. You guys are medical students. I should not teach you guys here. But
Okay, doctor. Uh, my second question was to know what happens when you don't deduplicate. Is there any drawback in not deduplicating?
what do you think? It
Doctor,
seems like you be
personally, I
reading one
think
paper, you be reading one paper twice, which does not make sense, right?
yes, doctor.
So if you have 1,000 papers, you want to be sure that those 1,000 papers are 1,000 unique different papers, not 1,000 repeated papers.
Okay, doctor. Then my last question was to know, doctor, I did not understand the concerning the concept of merging those papers. When you have two papers, you on what basis do you merge them to keep one the primary? So what are the criteria? What is the criteria to keep the one paper as the
There's,
primary paper?
there's no
That's
right,
what I
there's no
want to
right
know.
or wrong rule. What I did was that I simply look at the metadata and say, okay, which metadata has more information? It's the metadata. Which one has more information? If you look at this two, and I click on this one, you see that there's more text here than this one. So the other one is more comprehensive, so it serves as the base. So this one will just add and fill the spaces that are not there. You get the point? That's how you look at it.
Okay, doctor.
Because you want to keep the paper that has more information, right?
Yes, doctor.
Mhm.
Okay, doctor. That's all for me.
All right. Any other question, guys? Who else has a worry? So you have this document already. Generally, at the end, you want to document everything that you do. That's how you do your PRISMA. And then you need to submit it. So you guys are supposed to generally submit this to me today, but rain fell, some people's phones traveled, some people did not have internet. Internet was a problem. Some people had doctors, so they were on call, they were saving lives at the same time, not saving lives. Um, all the other excuses. But all excuses are valid only for today.
Doctor, please, I
Any
have a
other
question.
question? Go for it,
Yes.
sir.
Doctor, please, when you were saving, creating the file of the all the articles that you selected, can that file be accessible offline?
Yes, when you have saved it down, it's offline. It's in my computer
Yeah,
now. That's all.
I tried
Yeah.
saving the yesterday when I was looking for article. I tried saving, but it's like PubMed is not allowing to download articles. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was
allows
really
you to download. It does. You can download now, sir. PubMed downloads.
And
It's
so
PubMed
I
that I've been
prepare
using
for that. Okay,
since I
sir.
was in medical school. It's PubMed that I've been using to read.
Okay, sir.
You can look at this paper, right? This is the full text, and that's it. You can download it. Download PDF. That's it. Preparing to download. It has downloaded already in my database,
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
and
And sir, please, for that Excel sheet, like that, I saw how you were just entering the PubMed ID of each of the articles. Mean that we'll be entering the ID of each and every article step by step. If you have 1,000, we enter one like 1,000 times.
mm, you have missed the point. So this is where you get to extraction that you enter the PubMed ID, right? I'm trying to find the. It seems I've closed the Excel sheet, but let me open the one that is already in your program session. So in the end, when you export, when you download from PubMed, right? You saw I
Sir.
downloaded a CSV.
Yes, sir.
Good. So when you download from PubMed, you have this CSV. You can just copy all this CSV and paste in the document that you are using. That's it. And then it's the same thing in Excel. And then you just screen it. That's when you're doing screening with Excel, right? That's
Yes,
just
sir.
what I meant. So if I open with Excel, I'm trying to open with Excel, yes, so I open. Uh, so this is what I downloaded. This is the query list, not even the papers. Where is the papers? Okay, these are the papers, yeah. Not even this one. Open report and Excel. So already here you have this on Excel, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is PubMed ID and everything. All you need to do is to just come and copy, and paste on your extraction sheet. Another person will just convert this to their extraction sheet and add the columns of the things that are missing from here. You get my
Okay,
point?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So the extraction sheet I have designed for you guys is just to make your work easy. I mean, nobody designed that for me when I was doing my first research. But again, it has everything. It makes your work easy. It makes the screening easy. So if you can just look at it and say, okay, this Excel sheet has PubMed ID, title, and authors. I don't need all of these other things. I can take them off and then I come back here and I add the ones that I need, right? So you guys are smart, unless you guys were not the best students in Cameroon that year that you got to medical school. Any other worries? Silence. Kelly, Lydia, Bryant, Frank, Agbo.
I don't have
No
any
question.
other.
All right.
No questions from the background.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So again, I'm going to emphasize on documentation. Please document your documents properly. It's very important for you and for me. You've seen the examples. You've seen that if you download something, if it's your search, put it there, search, raw search, deduplicated search, pop, Zotero pass, Ryan pass. You have to put all of so you know how to trace your files. But that's it. In the end, what I want you guys to know is that you need to have a clear detail of all the database that you've searched, right? You need to count your process that you put them in the PRISMA flow, and then you need to be able to duplicate everything. And then, I mean, if you are able to do all of these things, then you'll be a good researcher. So what I mean by a clean search log is this one. This is what you guys will get when you go to PubMed, and my laptop is tired. This is what you get when you go to PubMed and download. You'll have this thing. This one, that's what you get. So you see, it shows the query that you put, it shows the search it is, and then it shows the result. This is what we need to make your work very clear. All right, guys, these are the recommendation resources as possible. Use your peers to check your things. I'll make consultations available. You have all the materials you need already on your page. But again, discuss challenges by Tuesday on the forum. I would encourage everyone to send a screenshot of their Excel. This one, search history. A screenshot to the forum. Or you go to PubMed directly. Or you come to PubMed directly. You take a screenshot from your last page. From this one, this history. Take a screenshot that covers all of this history. And drop it on the forum by Wednesday, so that all of us can see what you have done and start criticizing you. And then make sure that you send your final sheet to me by latest Friday before the next session. Now, don't miss a class. Again, like I said, all of you guys have only one chance to miss a class. If you miss any other class, forget about this program. Don't even write me. And if you're going to miss and you don't inform me ahead of time, don't even talk to me. Just dismiss yourself before I discover you. Are we there? You guys have
Yes,
10
Doctor.
lectures. 10, you can miss maximum 2. All of you have missed 1. Some people have already missed 2. But I'm not going to delete you. I'm going to give you guys grace now. But you have just 1 more absence, so be careful. All right, that's it. As you know, we have courses, we have services. So tell your friends about the things we do. Anybody that uses a service that is recommended by you, you have a 20% referral bonus or something like that. So if somebody comes and analyzes their data with us, we will give you a token for that. We are currently doing these courses with the University of Washington. I mean, right now you guys are probably having a lot already. You cannot take 2 courses at a time. So maybe after your course you want to take it, but tell your seniors who are already working, managing hospitals, share this with them. I sent you guys a message this morning. That's it. A recap is that screening takes time, but it's built on a very good strategy, and you need to document every step. What did I say? Screening takes time. Can we all say that?
Screening takes time.
Yes, you
Screening
have to read
takes
one.
time.
Yeah, screening take time. Yes, you have to read, and it's built on a good search strategy. That's why you guys need to send your search strategy so that we are sure that it's fixed. And yeah, thank you very much for your questions. Thank you very much for your engagement, and I'll see you guys next week. So time for you guys to turn on your phones or your cameras. Let's take the goodbye selfie.